Hey, make sure you check the date below, because if it's before July 26th, 2019, we are giving away an Amazon Fire TV Smart TV from Insignia. It's 55 inches. It's a great TV. You want to get in on this. So check the description below. Click on the link to see how you can enter. Get a bunch of entries for that. And don't forget to subscribe, because we do giveaways like this all the time. Controversial opinion time. There is only one reason left to keep live TV, and that's sports. So, are sports fans screwed? Are they left out of the cord-cutting revolution forever? Well, maybe not. Let's find out. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon so you can join us on our journey to understand smart home tech. Today, continuing with our streaming series, we're talking about live sports. And you know what? I'm thinking it's a whiteboard day. Okay, after that wonderful transition, let's talk about the pricing between traditional TV and streaming options. Now, I couldn't compare every single TV provider out there. I'm sorry about that. So I just chose one to be kind of emblematic of the rest. And what I chose was DIRECTV, because this is our Reviews.org pick for the best TV provider for sports specifically. And since that's what we're talking about, that's what we went with. Talking about the DIRECTV Xtra package, because this is kind of a middle-of-the-road package, maybe a little higher than middle of the road, but anything lower than that and you're missing out on a few sports. This one's got MLB Network, NBATV, that sort of thing, so you might be missing out on a few of those. Anything higher than the Xtra package, and we're just getting into premium movies, that sort of thing, so it's not really relevant to what we're talking about here. So the DIRECTV Xtra package, if you get that, is going to require a 2-year contract. And that's why with all of these, I'm going to be talking about price over 2 years. So with the DIRECTV Xtra package, your 2-year total, we're talking, after the promotional pricing of the first year and then the price hike that happens after that, your 2-year total for those first 2 years is $2,148 for a monthly average of $89.50, to kind of put that in terms that we're more used to. Now that is missing the NFL Sunday Ticket add-on. If you want to get that, it jumps up quite a bit. Yeah, you're going to pay for that NFL Sunday Ticket, $2,736. That monthly price jumps all the way up to $114. So not a tiny cost here for your traditional TV package. But the good news with this is that you're getting everything. You're getting your MLB content, NBA, NFL, college football, all that stuff. It's all in one place for you to watch sports to your heart's content, basically. So if you wanted to do the same thing after cutting the cord, it's going to be a little bit trickier. But here's what we're going to do. We'll look at these streaming packages that are available for the most popular sports in the US. So we're talking about NBA. They have an NBA League Pass. Now, there are some options in there, whether you want to watch just one team or whether you want to watch all the teams. What I'm assuming with all of these, and we'll start with the NBA one, is that you are a mega sports fan and you want to watch all the teams. So if we get NBA League Pass for all teams over 2 years, that's $298. NFL Sunday Ticket, which we mentioned over here, you can get it a la carte, and that's going to be $587.92 over 2 years. That's a mind-boggling number to me for just one sports package, but it is pretty sweet, I have to admit. MLB TV, again, all teams, $238 over the course of those 2 years. NHL TV for all teams, $279.98. And the MLS is a special case here because they kind of piggyback on ESPN+. They don't have their own, MLS League Pass or something like that. But if you sign up for ESPN+, which is only $5 a month, then you get all out-of-market MLS games, similar to what you would get with the others as well. So over 2 years, that's $120. Your 2-year total here, $1,623.90 for an average monthly cost of $67.66. This gets you all the sports, all the time, at least the out-of-market stuff, which we'll get to in just a moment. So right now, $1,600 versus $2,100 sounds like a pretty sweet deal. But then you say, hang on, this traditional TV is getting me a lot more than just sports. It's getting me a lot of other entertainment options, and you're right. So if we're cutting the cord and we're cutting out live TV generally, then we're going to talk about on-demand streaming services. You probably already have 1, 2, or maybe all 3 of these, but Netflix, Hulu, and Prime Video. We got to talk about these. We're going to add these into pretty much any streaming package out there. So Netflix HD, this is the middle of the road package for Netflix, $311.76 over 2 years. Hulu with commercials, this is the lower priced option, $143.76 over 2 years. And Prime Video, Amazon Prime, $238 over 2 years for a total of $693.52 or a monthly cost of $28.90. Not a bad monthly cost, honestly, for everything you get here. So if you add that $693 to the $1623 here, we're looking at just over $2,300, which is right in the middle of what you're getting for those traditional TV packages. So right now it's looking like, hey, it's pretty sweet. If I can get away with not having NFL Sunday Ticket, that's a better price than what I was paying for this combo of the streaming sports and the on-demand options here. I'll just go with that. But there are some caveats we've got to get to. So let's talk about some caveats. All right, first thing that we have to talk about, taxes, fees, and equipment. This is a big one. It's going to be a big deal for traditional TV, but it will have an effect on streaming as well. If you want to stream, you're going to have to get equipment for that, whether it's a streaming stick or a smart TV or whatever. You're going to have to get something that allows you to stream those channels. Taxes as well. Fees, that's really more of a traditional TV thing. They really, they get those fees in there. So that is going to raise the price somewhat for streaming TV, but it's really going to raise the price on traditional TV quite a bit. The next one, VPNs, virtual private network. Well, we've talked about this on the channel before, so I'm not going to belabor the point, but I'll just give you the broad strokes. With all of these services, I'll just take MLB TV, this is one of my favorites. It lets you watch every out-of-market MLB game if you get this package. Now that means that I'm in the Salt Lake City area. We don't have a professional team, but we happen to be in the Denver market. So if I want to watch Rockies games, they're not going to let me do that because they say your local TV providers are doing that, and so contracts won't allow us to broadcast that on MLB TV. A virtual private network allows me to appear to be streaming that MLB content from outside of my home or from my home area. So now I can watch Rockies games using that VPN. So if you want to go with all of these, it's almost a necessity if you want to watch your hometown team to get a VPN. There are hundreds of different options out there, but I just chose one of the more popular ones right now. ExpressVPN, over the course of those same 2 years, is going to cost you just under $200. So that's a cost that you're going to have to add to the streaming side that you wouldn't have to worry about with traditional TV. Next up, college football. College football, you didn't see that on there anywhere. And that's because there isn't a streaming service for college football. You pretty much have to go with live TV if you are a big college football fan. So you could just say, all right, well, I'm done then. I'm sticking with DIRECTV or whatever, so I can watch college football. Well, you can still stream live TV. You can get ESPN and Fox Sports and those networks that carry those college football games. You would just use something like Sling, DIRECTV Now, PlayStation Vue, YouTube TV, Hulu with live TV. There's a few options out there that'll get you that sports content, but suddenly you're back in the live TV game, and maybe you don't want that. Lastly, my biggest question here is, are you going to watch every sport? Are you a mega sports fanatic? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. If you aren't, if you're like me and you like some of these sports, but maybe not necessarily all of them, I love watching Major League Baseball, I love watching NFL games, and so maybe I just stick with these two, but I can cross the others off my list, and suddenly this 2-year total is much, much lower than what I was paying for the DIRECTV Xtra package. So if you're not quite a mega sports fan, then you can get a much, much lower monthly bill, a much lower 2-year total with streaming than you would with traditional TV. If you are a mega sports fan and you want to get all of this content, then yeah, your price is going to creep up and you're getting into traditional TV territory price-wise. But this is just one of the reasons why I say it's not necessarily crazy if you're a huge sports fan to stick with DIRECTV or Xfinity or whoever. Because those TV providers, what they do is not just give you all the live sports in one location, but they get rid of all of these bills as well. So if I'm streaming all of these, I've got 5 bills for the sports streaming packages, 3 bills for the on-demand streaming packages, That's 8 bills that I've got to worry about on a monthly or a yearly basis versus every month DIRECTV sends me a bill for my package there. It's much simpler, it's much more streamlined. If that's the case for you, if you're a mega sports fan and you just want to lump all these together in one place, a traditional TV provider is a good way to do that. So that's my take, is that generally speaking, streaming is going to be a cheaper and a better option. Unless you are a mega sports fan and you want to have sports content on all the time for all the sports out there, then it may be a better option to go with traditional TV. That's up to you. Maybe a little more expensive here, but it's going to be a little simpler. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite case is for either keeping traditional TV or dumping it and going with streaming. Hit those comments, give this video a like, give it a subscribe if it was really helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video.